Hello, it's now 6 p.m. Hanoi time. Welcome to VTV News, brought to you by VTV International. I'm Dai Chang with the latest updates for the hour. Vietnam takes serious precautions to lower risks of MERS entering the country. And last, let's off to Da Nang Central City to join the activities to mark the World Oceans Day and Vietnam Sea Islands Week. We now begin with the updated developments of the MERS situation in the Republic of Korea. The Ministry of Health has reported 9 more cases of the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, or MERS, raising the total number of those who have contracted MERS in this country to 50. While there has yet to be a MERS case reported in Vietnam, the country's Ministry of Health is taking serious precautions to lower risks of the disease entering Vietnam. According to the Ministry of Health, from Friday, June the 5th, anyone who returned from infected areas within 14 days and identified with symptoms such as a fever, cough and headache has to be tested. Also on Friday, Vietnam established 4 rapid response teams for MERS prevention in northern, central and southern Vietnam and the Central Highlands. The teams are tasked with monitoring the MERS situation in their assigned areas and remain on standby for any reported incidents. Now moving on to other news, continuing Prime Minister Dũng visit to Bulgaria. Prime Minister yesterday held talks with Bulgaria President and Chairman of the Bulgarian National Assembly and attended a business forum connecting enterprises of the two countries. Speaking at the Vietnam-Bulgaria Business Forum, Prime Minister Dũng highlighted the need for strengthening economic ties in a bid to head towards a Vietnam-Bulgaria strategic partnership. Both sides have also agreed to form working commissions to facilitate exports of each nation to the EU and ASEAN region.
Two-way trade turnover totaled over $80 million last year, standing modest compared with the potential. We agree that there's much more room to develop, and as such, Vietnam will create every favorable conditions for enterprises from the two sides.
In conclusion, Prime Minister pledged Vietnam's full support for Bulgarian investors to work long-term in the country. Also on the same day, Prime Minister Dũng met with the President of the Confederation of Employers and Industrialists in Bulgaria, Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and other leaders and CEOs. In other news, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng has signed a decision to lower lending rates for needy households, policy beneficiaries, and students seeking loans at the Vietnam Bank for Social Policies. Following this decision, beneficiaries will be offered loans at a new interest rate of 6.6% per year instead of 7.2%. Meanwhile, interest rates on loans for clean water supply and hygiene improvement in rural areas will be also cut from 9.6% to 9% per year. The decision will be applicable to new loans issued from June the 5th. The interest rate cut is the third of its kind since 2013, showing an effort from the government to help the poor have easier access to buying loans while contributing to sustainable poverty reduction. Now, 2 Vietnamese students have won at an annual international science competition recently held in the United States. Trần Vân Anh and Nguyễn Quang Minh were honored for their project to create probiotics from bacillus strains isolated from shrimp's intestine. Let's meet these 2 talents in the following. Trần Vân Anh had just returned from the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair 2015, the world's largest international pre-college science competition. Vân Anh attributed the project's idea to her visit to Bến Tre province, where she has learned about the struggle of shrimp growers here.
During my trip to the Mekong Delta, a boatman told me about his life. He said that his life depends much on growing shrimp, but his farm made a loss for many years and he could not export his shrimp.
Struck by this fact, Vân Anh and Minh Quang felt that they should do something for these farmers, and so the joint project was born.
I was inspired when I heard of Van Ang's intention. Shrimp growers in Vietnam have to deal with so many difficulties, from diseases to the quality of food sources. I want to help and turn her idea into reality.
After months of researching, Van Ang and Minh Quang have been able to create probiotics from shrimp's intestine. It has been observed that shrimp using these probiotic products have a higher rate of survival and weight.
When I learned about the lives of the farmers in the Mekong Delta, I just wanted to do something to ease their life.
Van Ang and Minh Quang's hard work has paid off. Their win in one of the most prestigious competitions for high school students not only opens up a prospect for improving the life of shrimp farmers, but also proves the rise of science talents in Vietnam.
Exotic Vietnam is an intriguing blend of many charms. This land is where all manner of stunning landscapes await like a visual feast, rivaled only by the beauty of its people and their abundantly rich tradition and culture. Here is where you can relive the past in richest color or live it up in the bright lights of the big city. With so much more to offer, Vietnam is simply unforgettable.
Now you are watching VTV News. A launching ceremony to mark the World Oceans Day on June the 8th and the Vietnam Seas and Islands Week took place this morning at Phu Dien Beach in the central province of Thừa Thiên Huế. The event attracted thousands of local youngsters and residents. After the launching ceremony, the young participants started cleaning out the beach and tourism destinations nearby. Thừa Thiên Huế province is among 28 coastal cities and provinces nationwide with 128 kilometers of coastline. Maritime economics and sea tourism are considered the keys to the socio-economic development of the locality and overall development of the nation as well. Also, to celebrate the World Oceans Day and Vietnam Sea and Islands Week, a grand gathering was held on Saturday in Da Nang Central City. The highlight of the event was a response exercise which aimed to improve the locality's preparedness for possible oil spills. Over 500 military men and related units took part in a hypothetical spill scenario at My Khe oil port. All the participants had trained to work together to deploy equipment and carry out cleanup measures effectively. The exercise program is expected to reduce loss when such emergencies as oil spill hit the coastal city of Da Nang. The water resources are considered highly crucial to Vietnam as an agriculture-based economy. However, ineffective water management has led to waste of this precious resource. What measures have local authorities taken and what is needed to counter this issue? VTV takes a closer look in the following.
These are images of drought-stricken Vĩnh Lợi district, Bạc Liêu province in April. Hundreds of hectares of rice paddy fields have salt water intrusion and a lack of fresh water.
My crops are only 10 days away from flowering. Our harvest will be severely affected without water.
As agriculture production relies heavily on limited water, the Vietnamese government has conducted information campaigns to raise awareness over more efficient water use.
Our communication strategies have increased public awareness. For example, people now know how to save water when dam gates open. Water-efficient farming techniques have also been introduced.
Facing the threat of declining groundwater and freshwater in major rivers, Vietnam is expected to adapt new production techniques from overseas to cope with the worsening water shortage. The deteriorating water conditions and harsh weather that the Mekong Delta is facing now are serious signs that the time has come for more resolute actions to be taken to maintain sustainable water resources.
The Indonesian Culture Day was held at Cần Thơ University in the Mekong Delta city of Cần Thơ on June the 5th, co-organized by the Vietnam Union of Friendship Organizations and the Consulate General of Indonesia in Ho Chi Minh City. The event celebrates 60 years of diplomatic relations between Vietnam and Indonesia. Activities included a display of Indonesian traditional products and art performances. Besides, local students and their Indonesian peers joined in dances of both countries and watched a film introducing Indonesian culture. The event aimed to introduce the diverse culture of Indonesia, contributing to strengthening the solidarity and friendship between Vietnamese and Indonesian peoples looking towards the ASEAN community. And our bulletin now continues with the updated weather forecast. And that also concludes our bulletin for today. I am Dae Chang from Hanoi. If you want to see us more on the next newscast, just visit our websites at VTV4.vn or YouTube channel at youtube.com/VTV4Go. Thanks for tuning in and see you tomorrow.